Hey, Olda, Tenakoto, hello, and welcome back to Minecraft. You can't really see, because, well, yeah, you just can't really see in general, but I actually have chopped down a lot of trees here, particularly around this area here, and we'll take a look just over there in a second. But just while I was up there, clearing the area for the house, I just want to quickly show this off. Some of the forest burned. Let's go ahead and take a look. I was kind of surprised to find this. Yeah, here it is up here. I was just like, why are the trees gone? And then I was just like, oh yeah, forest fire. But there doesn't really seem to be a source of forest fire around that I can see anyway. You can see, yeah, the forest fire has taken its toll on this part of the mountain, but I can't find any source of ignition like I just said. Like a lava pool or something is really the only thing I can think of that would start a fire. Anyway, we're not here to speculate on fires today. We're actually going to be working on some redstone on this world. I don't think I've shown any redstone on camera. We do have one redstone contraption down in the skeleton grinder that we're using as our XP farm at the moment. I haven't actually used that thing in a while. But yeah, the redstone in that was... I think that's probably going to be more complicated than the redstone that I'm going to be showcasing today. So this one should be pretty easy to follow along if you're unfamiliar with redstone. It shouldn't be too hard, and I can use it as a build tutorial as well if you like. But let's just quickly take a look at our kind of little... what is it? Forest clearing here. Now remember, at the start of the series here, this entire area that we're looking at here was completely covered in trees. I've had to chop down a lot of trees to get this area here. And off camera, I've cleared out a bunch more trees here. Like the trees used to go up to the end of this fence here, and there are tons of trees up here as well. So I've cut the forest back a bit, and that's going to be really useful moving forward, so that we can have some more space to build things. And expanding the area has made me think that I want to have a path going along here, and then we can kind of see over there. Maybe not because of the trees, but if we just move past here a bit, you can see the land does lend itself to having a path cutting through between these two hills there. So I think I want to do something like that, and then we can use this ice area that's back here a little bit better. I think that's going to be pretty cool. But it's turning night time, so we're just going to quickly head back to the house and sleep the night off. Now, the YouTube comments. Since the last episode, I think, yeah, in between the last episode of this series and the YouTube comments has been updated. And it's probably one of the worst updates in YouTube history. A lot of the more popular channels, like in some cases the Mindcrackers, as well as Total Biscuit, a lot of the really big channels, PewDiePie, yeah, their YouTube comments, they've disabled them. And the reason for that is basically because, A, comments now have an unlimited field for you to post in, so you could basically write an entire novel in there and still be within the character limit. And you can post links in there as well, which could lead literally anywhere, especially if their URL sorting is like bit.ly. You don't know what you're clicking on. So beware if you're perusing the YouTube comments these days. So yeah, a lot of the big YouTubers have disabled their comments entirely, and I have been considering joining them, but I don't know if I want to do that. There is kind of an official, unofficial, official subreddit that was made by one of the fans from the live stream, a regular. Yeah, we kind of got that started a little bit, but you know, it hasn't really had much love at the moment. Let me know what you think, if I should disable my comments. It's not too much of a problem for me. I just kind of want to set an example to help other people set up their YouTube comment, or disable their YouTube comments, just to kind of protest against Google. Not that that's going to change it, but yeah, it's not too much of a problem for me, to be honest, because I haven't had to ban anyone for putting tanks and bobs in my comments or anything yet. But yeah, let me know what you think about that. But here we are. I've spent a bit of time as well here off camera building this. Now what we're looking at here is 130 blocks of unbridled awesomeness. Well, it's just a big cobblestone bridge, isn't it? There isn't really anywhere large enough that's flat enough as well that I've found that's anywhere near our home, so I decided that I basically had to build this thingamabob here over the sea. So what is it? Well, in the last episode I was talking about these various statistics for horses, the speed, the jump height, and what was the other one? Great. The hearts, there we go. Mental blockages. Yeah, and I didn't really have a way to quantify, or accurately, quantify the speed of the horses. So I've built a track here. I've had a look around on YouTube, and there are a couple, well, of course there is. There are some things that we can do here to determine the horse's speed. So that is what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be building ourselves this track. And the concept is really straightforward here. We're going to have the horses start back here. They need about a 10 block run up, and I've got a 15 blocks here, so that should be plenty of space to get the horses going. And we're going to get a bit of redstone as well. Yeah, and then we're going to send this signal. Actually, I wonder if I should. Yeah, this would be a good idea. For now, we're just going to replace. Oh, efficiency 4. Sometimes you forget you have it. We're just going to replace this with a redstone block for now, just to have a constant signal. That way we can know where to place the repeaters. Yeah, so we're going to have a pressure plate there, and at the end of this 100 block track, I've got torches at 10 block intervals here, just so that I could better make it. And those 100 blocks is basically going to be our test track. And then over that time, at the other end of the track, you'll see what I've got going on there. We're going to put a hopper. This is a very simple design, and I was glad I found it. Pretty straightforward. It was the most simplest I could find. Oh, is that still getting a signal? I've turned my particles down a little bit. I found out that my VSync was on, and turning that off seems to have improved my performance significantly. But I need to actually turn those on so I can see what I'm doing here. That's better. I think that's reduced the frame rate slightly. Yeah, we need that on basically to see what's going on. There we go. Yeah, so the hopper is basically going to be putting items into a chest. And that chest, yeah, and we'll be able to use the number of items that have gone through as a kind of score to determine how fast the horse is. So the lower number, the better. If the number is lower, that means that the horse traveled faster. So but ideally, you'd be looking for a horse with a score of 0, but of course, you can't get that. Lower is better, essentially, is what I'm saying. Higher is not so good. Right, we've run out of redstone, but that's not too much of a problem. That's why I bought so much of this stuff with us. There we go. That should probably do us the rest of the way, actually. And again, it's very straightforward what I'm doing here. All I've really done so far is just place down a redstone wire. The very first redstone contraption that I made in Minecraft was actually, like, ridiculously simple. At the time that I made it, I knew that redstone had been used to create some truly incredible stuff in Minecraft, like the whole computer thing and whatnot. Actually, I'm going to need a couple of building blocks, aren't I? Yes. I think we'll just place the stone pressure plate here. So this is 100 blocks away, and so yeah, that starts at block 1. This is block 100. Cool stuff. Now, yeah, we're going to need to separate this off at some point. These can't really connect. I might actually have to take a look at my creative world here just to remember exactly how I did it. Yeah, that's what I should have done before I started recording. Just eat up. Get that sprinting a-flowing. I brought myself a bunch of cobblestone out here as well in this chest, because I was half prepared for this trip. Let's see. There we go. Much of that. That's going to be plenty. And I guess we'll bring these while we're here as well. And the saddle. Why not? I don't know why I brought the clean stone. Or just the stone. Smooth stone, clean stone. That's what we used to call it before we had these tooltips for items. A nice feature added to the game. Yeah, we just need a platform out here to put the redstone constructions on. So let's get that going. Alright, just went off camera there for a quick second to get a little bit of a platform here laid out. Hopefully this will be enough. We can kind of see the 1.7 chunk boundary over there. Messing up my world. Now, let's get started with this. This is a pretty straightforward circuit. Again, I don't really have a reputation for keeping my circuits relatively small in Minecraft, so it should be pretty straightforward to follow what I'm doing here. Now, the reason I have 2 repeaters here set at a delay of 6 is because if we come back here and we count the number of repeaters that we've got here, how many is that? Here we can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we've got 6 repeaters going the 100 block length here. So we basically need to counteract that on the opposite end when the horse crosses this side as well, so that we don't get any bias in our readings, basically, is why we have the this here doing that. Hold on. Okay, I'm just getting a little confused about the position that they're going, but that should be relatively okay. We're going to need a couple of redstone torches here, so let's just quickly get some of those a-flowing. There we go. Now the item that I'm crafting here, ooh, I didn't bring a bed with me. I guess we'll just we'll deal with it. I've got the zombie slaying sword here, so that should be alright. Yeah, what I'm doing here is making. It looks like I don't have enough space, or maybe I do. Just enough space. Wow, that's pretty lucky. Yeah, this thing that I'm making here is called an RS NOR latch. Alright, learn it. And essentially what this does is it's like a memory cell in Minecraft, Minecraft Redstone. You don't really need to know what it's called, just as long as you know how to build it here. It's pretty straightforward. Torch, the line into this block with the torch on, and pretty much the opposite. So you've got a little 3x3 circle here. Again, my redstone is not reputed for being tiny, but I do like the fact that I consider it pretty straightforward for people to understand. That's what I consider anyway. Oh dang, I'm gonna have to put some torches down actually. I meant to craft some more torches while I was back over at the base. Oh, I'm out, dang it. Okay, well I did get some torches down there. Could use some redstone torches. I think that's actually almost done, to be honest. What I need to do now is actually run this platform a little bit further here, because I remember how I said we needed to use the hopper to determine the timing here. So we're just going to bring a line down here. And we can even just do it right here, actually. Oh, I guess we need space for the horse to continue running. So we need about 3 blocks, ideally. They're only 2 blocks big, but 3 would be cool. So we're going to have the chest there, so the hopper can live there. Let's put the chest down first. Oh, yeah, that's the chest back there, isn't it? I meant to grab it. I do have my almost broken stone axe. I really do want to enchant a diamond axe here at some point, just because I'm tired of using stone tools. As awesome as they are, and just as disposable as they are, I do want something a little bit more permanent that I can enchant and get some efficiency on there. Definitely like my diamond tools. Oh, well, that's the end of that tool. Speaking of disposable, why did I put it all the way at that end when I knew I'd be working most of the time at this end? Alright, let's get that hopper down, the chest, and then we can just... probably just a stack of cobblestone. You can use any item you want. We shouldn't need more than a stack. A stack should be pretty sufficient. There we go. Just shift click and put the hopper onto the chest. That way the bottom end, the funnel I suppose, goes into the chest. That way when we put something in like so, it flows into the chest. That's the first time I've used hoppers on my channel, by the way, so that's just the brief tutorial there about hoppers. Anything inside a hopper will flow into a chest, and they can pick up entities as well, i.e. if I throw my torch in here. Oh, wait. That's right, I changed the key. It kind of ghosted out, but it actually did just fly in, and it's sitting right there, and once it's used up the cobblestone, then it'll go into the torch, just like so. Pretty cool. Now, all we need to do to reset this guy is actually head back over here, and get rid of this redstone block, replace that with the pressure plate, and then we need to reset the system by activating that other pressure plate. Alright, we just refreshed the system there. So, wait, did I take everything out already? I guess I did. Let's put this stuff back in the hopper. I guess we'll just do 2 stacks to be safe. And now notice that because this is the hopper is getting a redstone signal, that basically means to the hopper, don't put your items out. Oh, actually, I was going to use it. No, I didn't need the dropper, that's right. This system is far simpler than the dropper. And a dropper was part of another system that I saw here on YouTube, but we don't need that. Oh, of course, check the link in the description for the link to the guy that I found this out from. He's a small channel just like me. And I'm pretty cool that I found it. Pretty happy that I found it. Yeah, so again, very simple redstone here, and this should be enough to get this thing going. Let's go ahead and grab a horse and bring it over to the track. Alright, so I'm here on horse number 1. This is the horse that had the score 10-3 for jumping in hearts, as you can see. So, let's see how fast she is. I assume it's a she. Not sure how fast it is. That's why we've got the score here, so that we can kind of compare. But it seems pretty quick. I guess I should have run the course myself to kind of see, to kind of compare with myself here. Alright, it looks like this horse got a score initially of 26. Pretty cool. That means that the system is working, at least. That's good. Now we're going to go ahead and try and, we're going to try and get, as we're scientists, I'm a scientist, you want to try and get 3 concordant results, is what they call that. Results that are, I guess for this kind of test is going to be the same. Now normally with science you really want to try and get them as close as possible because you don't get them totally exact, but with Minecraft we can get things totally exact. So the system resets itself when I go over the second pressure plate. It's just good to go as long as you don't stand on any of the other pressure plates. Now I moved my mouse there, that may affect the result, but we'll have a look. 26 again. Looking good. Let's just top up that stack. 26 is a pretty good number. Well, it's almost half a stack. I'm not sure if that's the fastest horse we have. We'll have to try that out. Let's get a third test here. Oh, let's just get the run up. Now you want to try and go as straight as you can, which is why I was concerned why I veered off a little bit there. It doesn't necessarily matter if we go up the bumps. I think we are going up the repeater a little bit. I think you can kind of see that. Well, I can. Not sure if that's going to come out on camera. And what do we get here? 26. There we go. 3 concordant results. I'm going to call the score for this horse 26. I don't think it matters if I go over that. No, that shouldn't matter. Okay. Alright, well that's the score for horse number 1. I think you've seen enough of how that works. I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of the horses here off camera. Alright, the horses have been tested and back over at the makeshift stable that we have in the city. I'm just going to go ahead and run the course myself, and I'm going to go as fast as I can, which basically means I'm going to be jumping and sprinting, just to give myself not embarrass myself too much. No wings allowed in this race though. But alright, here we go. There we go, got it on time. So I'm much slower than the horses, as you can see, but yeah, we didn't even have this when we were back in the alpha days. We only had just the walking. Man. Right, there we go. And our score is 35. In horse standards, that would be absolutely terrible. Right, let's go ahead and fill that up. We're not going to run a second time because that's embarrassing. Yeah, so we got a score of 35. That's much, much higher than any of the other scores that we got with the horses, even with the slow horses. Now, I should stress here that this isn't the most accurate way to test horses' speed because the hopper only dispenses an item every, what is it? It's like 25 items per second? No, that's not right. It's there's a 2.5 per something involved in there somewhere. But yeah, you can make things more accurate by using more complicated redstone logic, but this is a very simple solution to a relatively complicated problem. it's very easy to kind of look at a horse, or when you're riding a horse within the first couple of seconds, sort of determine whether or not it's a fast or a slow horse. But it's very difficult to put an exact number on it just using your brain. So that's what we've got that thing for, so that I don't have to think. Alright, so this guy over here, he had a score of 26. This guy had a score of 22. This guy had a score of 19. And this guy a score of 29. Now remember, lower is better here because that means that less items were dispensed. It travelled faster. So these two in the middle here are our fastest horses, with this guy. Whoa. Okay, this guy taking the top. Oh! He's only got 8 hearts. That guy taking the top spot. I've never punched a horse in my life. Sorry. So, yes. And that really helps me out here with determining the horses that we want. I think of all of the traits that I would like these horses to have, I think the speed is probably the most important, because mainly you're using a horse because you want to get around faster. How you doing, chicken? You just want to check the horses out? Yeah. So I think this guy here is definitely going to be one of our breeding horses that we're going to use to make the ultimate horse. And it also helps that he's got the highest jump of any of our horses here as well. 3.5 is higher than anything else. This guy's got 3, but yeah, 3.5 is pretty good. Now, also, he's got the speed and he's got the jump. The hearts are going to come from this guy, because he's got 14, and remember the max is 15 hearts that the horse can have. And it also helps that he's our second fastest horse as well. That 1.5 jump, at a max jump he can only just make it over the fence. So okay, the first couple of generations of horses here are going to be pretty bad. Well, at least the first generation, because breeding this horse and this horse is basically going to give you an average horse between the two. So that's 14, that's 8. The bred horse is probably going to have like 10 or 11 hearts, maybe a jump height of around... probably around 2.5 to 3, probably. But the speed is going to stay relatively constant, probably around 20, 21, something like that. That's going to be really good. Yeah, so these two are our breeding pair. And so yeah, we can take the bred horse and we can go ahead and breed it with the parent. So there's going to be a bit of... there's going to be some questionable ethics going on here, if this was happening in the real world, but thankfully this is Minecraft, and you can just do that stuff. So well, anyway guys, that's all I've got for this episode. I hope that you enjoyed it, and if you did, it'd be awesome if you could hit that like button. But other than that, my name is Birdtross. Thank you very much for watching, and kia kaha. Wait. We've got... Whoa! Wow! Okay, the Domkavosh and Domkavosh Ace. That's how easy this guy is now. Welcome to these Coalition Gatling guns, Sarah. I hope you're ready to die. Okay, our shields are down, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem. Let's get back in there. Looks like we've got another ace trying to